Hi, so today I'm going to show you how to use Mod Podge to apply some scrapbook paper and then make some fun little stars. So I went ahead and put one together, just, well, it's not all the way together, but I went ahead and put the Mod Podge on, let it dry, and then I did some dry brushing on this star here. And it goes along with the stand. This is just the top layer. And then here's the stand for it. I did not paint this one yet. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use sponges to apply the paint, and then I just use regular brushes to apply the dry brushing technique. I just want to make sure that I get some of the paint on the bottoms and the stand. So you make sure that the only part that you really need to paint on the back is the little slot that goes in here, because you might see that. So I just want to make sure that I put some paint on here, and I did have to add a little extra material. Otherwise, I was afraid it would break easily. So I did add a little extra where the stand connects. So I did put a little extra there, so it does show just a hair. So I'm just adding some paint with a little sponge. And then what I did here is I made sure everything looks perfect. I'm just going to pick this whole thing right up, and I'm going to set this right on top. I do have to like dry brush that to make it match, but I just want to show you how this goes together. So I have all the pieces already Mod Podged, and I'm going to show you one that we'll do from start to finish. So this is just one of the stars here, and you just put all the little pieces here together, and then it does come with little florals. So there's the star, it just goes right on top, and you're going to glue everything all together. And I'm going to set this down. Of course, I dropped it, and all the pieces came loose. It does come with a little floral accent that you can apply anywhere you want. So you can put that like right here, cute little floral. And I haven't decided, I'm probably going to do like red, white, and blue, and it's got like a little heart-shaped button on this one. So I haven't decided how I want to paint that. I'm probably going to do like a little white button, and then maybe like red on that back flower, and then another, cause I want it to pop, because I don't want to do blue on that back flower, because then it's too much blue. So I'll probably do red here, and then blue, and then white, and then maybe add like muted green here. So I just want to go through and just show you about the Mod Podge and applying that scrapbook paper. So I'm going to do this one here. This one's already done too. I already finished that. So I just want to show you one that's kind of not done yet. This is start to finish. So I'm just going to go ahead, take this piece off, and then here's my star. I just cut this out of scrapbook paper. I did it right on the laser. And then all I did was to cut this on the laser. I just put the paper on, found where I wanted to, what part of the paper I wanted to cut. And this is just from Temu, this paper. You can get scrapbook paper anywhere, like in your local shops, your craft stores. And what I did was I put it on there, and then I sped up my machine and then lowered the power, and it just cut right through like butter. So if you have a Glowforge, I believe there is a scrapbook or cardstock setting. So I have, I cut this on a Mira. So what I did was just speed that right up, and then slow down my power, or reduce my power, so it didn't catch on fire or anything. So play around with it, see what setting works for you. I think I put mine on like 100 speed and then like 20 power, and that blew right through. Maybe you might need a little bit more power depending on your machine. But that worked for me. That's just my laser setting. Don't go by my laser setting, because yours might be different than mine. So what I do for my Mod Podge, I get one of these kind of like spongy tip applicators, and then I just dip it into my Mod Podge. This is homemade Mod Podge. This is glue and water. So you can do like 50-50, like water and white glue. I like to put a little bit more glue than water just to make sure. But this was one that I bought at a local co-op. So I'm just going to go ahead, and I'm just adding that right on here. Just sticking that right on, just applying it with this little sponge. I don't want to apply too much because then you get bubbles and then it just doesn't lay flat. It just, you get all that weird bubbling. So I'm just going to make sure I get all the corners of here. I'm just going to kind of wipe some of the excess off. There we are. I don't want to have too much. Wiping the excess. There we go. All right. And then I'm going to take my star and I'm going to make sure I line it right up. And when it's all perfect, oh, moved it. When it's ready, you just kind of smooth it out. Make sure it's perfect on there. There we go. And you're going to smooth out all of those bubbles and get it on there nice and smooth. There we are. All right. And just make sure that it's all out. You can use a credit card too and just slide it right across the top. And then I just take this and just apply a top coat, making sure that it's really on there. All right. And then I just let that dry for a little bit. And I'm going to go over and I'm going to paint the outer part of the star. And I'm thinking I'm going to do the same kind of style that I did on the, what do you call it? The other star I did. So, all right. Just making sure that there's no bubbles. Just making sure. There we are. Just making sure. All right. Looks good. No bubbles. All right. Okay. I'm just going to wipe my hands off. I got a little bit of glue, this Mod Podge on here. Oh, there's my paper towel. And I'm just gonna wipe that off. And I'm going to use a pretty blue color. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of black and a little bit of gray to dry brush over the top to kind of create a distressed look for my star. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. So I'm gonna grab, this is a folk art paint. This is called, let's see, Nautical, and that's from Folk Art. And I just bought that at like Joann's or Michael's. So, and I just like to dab that right on here. Just using, this is a little bit bigger sponge than I wanted to use, but I was using it earlier, so I just figured I would just keep going with it. And I just have like an old piece of MDF that I just didn't care about anymore. It's got paint all over it anyway. So normally I use my paper towels, but this is just an old scrap piece that I've been using. I like to use this to carry my projects into the house from the laser. So probably not the best idea, but I'll probably paint over it and then I'll use it for something fun after I'm done using it for painting on. I'll grab some more paint. And then I'll probably put some, I'll probably paint this whole piece and then I'll cut something cool out of it. So it never goes to waste. All right. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to dry brush over this. So there's our sponged, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be complete. And then I'm going to grab another brush, and I'm going to grab a little bit of black. And I'm not going to go too crazy with the black. I just want it to like darken it so it's not so bright. Because I don't have a really good dark blue. If you have a really good like dark navy, it would be much better. But I just don't happen to have a dark navy paint. I don't know how I don't have a dark navy. I don't know how I don't have that. So I'm just going to go through and I'm just dry brushing the black right over the top. And then I'm going to use the gray and I'm going to dry brush again. I'm just trying to darken this. There we go. Just because I don't want it so bright blue. Because I'm trying to make this look kind of distressed. I'm going to try to get those edges. There we go. There, now it's a darker blue. And I want to get some of this over here. I kind of like that this is not all the way painted because it looks really distressed. Kind of like an old worn flag. All right, so there's my black, and I'm going to grab a little bit of gray, and I'm going to just tap my brush off on a piece of paper towel just so I don't have too much gray. And I'm just going to kind of, took too much of the paint off. And I'm just going to kind of, oops, a little bit too much now. But you can always use your finger to blend that off. So I'm just going to kind of rub that right over the top. And it just kind of creates like that kind of rustic look. And I'm just going right over the top. And that's what I did on the other one to create that fun, rustic, kind of worn look. And it matches the paper really nice because the paper looks like it's very worn. So anytime you get too much, just blend it out with your finger. There we go. And when you get the effect that you want, you can go ahead and finish up. Okay. So there's our, oops, there's that. And while I still have my blue paint on here, I still have my little flower. There's my little flower. I'm just going to make sure I grab some of that blue while I have that out. So I'm going to add that on here because it's the part that's going to show. And then we also do have the stands. We're going to paint the stands, but it's up to you how you want to do those. I'm just showing how to do the scrapbook part because a lot of people ask me, how do you do the scrapbook paper? So this is more for the scrapbook paper. All right. So, and I'm going to grab a little bit more of my black, and I'm just going to kind of distress that a little bit. There we go. Okay, and while I have this one out too, I'm gonna go ahead, distress that a little bit too. If you can see that. So it all matches. I don't want that blue to be, because that blue is very bright. It's a nice blue, but for what I'm doing, I just don't want it to be really out there. So I want it to be more muted. All right. And you can add some of the gray too. I can always come back to that. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to line that right up. Here's my star. And I'm going to go ahead and I would glue that right in the middle. There it is. And that looks like really nice. It really pops. And then I have my cute little flowers that I'm probably going to add. Maybe I'll put it over here. Maybe over here. And then I'll go ahead and paint those. So that's all there is for that. And it's got a cute little star. This one's upside down. It's got a cute little star button. Trying to keep it in the full cart kind of style. That's it for that. So that's all there really is to doing these. You just add some Mod Podge and you just put the paper on and then just a layer over the top. And that's all there is to making these. And they're just very fun and very simple. I really like these. I can't wait to put these out. So I hope you enjoy these, and I'm going to do some other crafts later today, and I will post a few more videos. So thanks a lot for joining, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.